next, we truly have an exceptional keynote speaker coming up, telling us all about one of the biggest shifts coming to the business world in 2026, the rise of truly agentic businesses, organizations powered by autonomous systems that don't just support decisions, but actually drive them. The keynote, Build Your Agentic Business, is all about your 2026 big opportunity. Who is walking us through this, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Dr. Sammane, CEO of Theosim Corp, a visionary entrepreneur, AI ethicist, and best-selling author committed to bridging the gap between cutting-edge technology and human values. Put your hands together in a massive round of applause.
So it's agentic from agent. Do you know where this come from? The word agent? Bill Gates called them agent, by the way. You know from where? Agent? No? Have you seen the movie The Matrix? You remember Agent Smith? That's exactly what we are talking about. It's not different, okay? But we are not inside the Matrix. Maybe we are, we don't know. But agentic is about the agents that are free in our data space, and they have AI capability, so they can do actions. And we have a race today, a big AI race. And I'm not talking about OpenAI against Anthropic, Google, even if that is funny. They are changing the places every, I don't know, sometimes 3 days. 2 weeks ago, ChatGPT updated and we got the 5.1, which was great, by the way. I don't know if you tried 5.1. 5 was a disappointment, but 5.1 was good. But immediately, Google released Gemini 3. And it was much better than ChatGPT. And even ChatGPT declared code red. They want to do something better now, okay? But immediately, maybe we didn't hear about it a lot, Grok released a new one. And it was better than Gemini. They didn't celebrate a long time. One day after, we got Anthropic releasing something best, the best one we had ever until now. So, and that's all happened in 1 week. Okay, so we never saw that when things are moving that fast. But the race I'm talking about today is not about the big people. It's about everyone. If you are not inside the race right now, you are already letting your clients going to someone who will be using AI and agentic AI in 2026. So I will go back a little bit to my story. And this is not a typo, by the way, Theosim, no. In 2005, I have built a tool that does symbolic computation, symbolic reasoning, and I call it theorem and simulation. Long story short, I went into business. Yesterday, I told you some stories about that. And in 2023, I have created a company that, by nostalgia, I call it Theosim, and this time it's not simulation, it's symbolic. The race that we have, some people are talking about bubble and making an analogy with the gold rush. By the way, the gold rush, it's a real thing that happens in the US, in California. In 1845, 46, a lot of people start going to California and dig for gold, gold diggers. That was not a metaphor or expression, it's real people. And they founded gold in the beginning, okay? And then people start coming in a crazy, let's call it investment. They want to find gold. And people start selling them tools to dig for the gold, services, hotels. By the way, 95% of the people didn't find gold, or not enough to recover their investment. Still, the result of the gold rush was amazing because, you know, people who found gold, what they did with the gold finally? They bought food, apartment, they start living. So they started a cycle of economy in California. And the people who got really rich are the people who sold them the tools. Okay? So people say today we are in a gold rush. I will tell you we are not. It's very different. We didn't say that in before. Okay? We are comparing with incomparable. It's not crypto, by the way. Crypto may be a gold rush because what you will do with the crypto, you will buy food, right? You will buy stuff. So like the gold. But with AI, you are creating a thinking machine that can do a lot. Yesterday, I've been in a panel in the health, and they are saying, okay, it will not replace doctors. All of us are using ChatGPT to check for stuff, right? So it is somehow replacing doctors. We don't want to say it openly, but AI is a changing game. We know that. And it's not really a gold rush. It's very different. Yes, there is a bubble. I saw that. Some people are inflating the numbers, but it's not really a bubble. So let's talk about foundation. Before we tell you about the agentic, let's call it plan for your company, let's have the foundation. Do you have digital infrastructure? Because if you don't have a cloud, if you don't have already something in your company, let's not go farther than that, okay? If you're still using papers, I don't know, some people still. I saw people who attending, I don't know, a Zoom call with a paper to note, while you have an AI note taking that is very good, very good. If people who has used it, maybe you will know that now I cannot live without it, honestly. I start not memorizing anything. I know my note taker will give me all the summary. And the problem, if it didn't go through, so oh my God, I didn't, I don't remember what happened in that meeting. The other thing you need to do, of course, is tools like ERP, CRM, technical support. If you don't have originally the tools and you want to use agentic AI, again, it's too far. Now let's talk about the minimum of AI you need to have. Okay, I asked that yesterday, so I repeat today the question. Who is here does not use ChatGPT? We are all using ChatGPT, right? By the way, it's a cute tool, but it's not a business tool. So it's fun. So let's talk directly to the plan. Let's not do more introductions. And the plan, first, you need to commit your changes. You will not say, okay, after, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, okay, let's forget about it. Because that means you are abandoning the race in the middle and someone else will win, will take your client. Workflow redesign. You need to rethink how you are doing your business. An example I can give you is when people invented cars, right? Some people thought, okay, why we need cars? I need just a faster horse. That's enough, okay? And they have a workflow based on the horse and feeding the horses. And then, okay, let's add, for example, an engine, put it on the horse. This stupid analogy is somehow what I saw some people trying to do with AI. So they are not changing anything in their workflow, and let's add AI to that. Not the best thing. Before you have, let's call it agent, you need what we call automation tool. And I'm not going to analyze them all. I will go directly to the winner here, okay? In the age of AI, we have a tool called N8N. And some people like myself like to pronounce it N10. Like anything, but anything. So it's some people tell me, no, it's not like this, it's something else. But anyway, the tool is an orchestration tool. That means you can run a lot of things and pass the input and the output between them. And the fun things, one of them could be ChatGPT or OpenAI API, if we are going to be more technical. That means you can create a visual workflow and connecting anything to anything. So that will make you create a new hybrid of workers. I used to call them digital robot, but of course I'm not Bill Gates. So agent, and think Agent Smith. So you will have a lot of Smith, right? One of them is responsible for marketing, lead generation, customer support, processing data, encryption, privacy, cybersecurity, and they can communicate with each other. So The basic idea of agentic AI is autonomous decision making. You need to build a logic for your agent that make it autonomous. Sometimes we put a human in the loop when it's a critical task, but honestly, agentic is all about being autonomous. You want the AI to act, to do things. And more, if we put in our workflow the old way, so let's pass by the first office, the second office, third approval, we didn't win anything. Okay, we need now to add more agents and to do multi-step execution that will make complex workflow possible. And by the way, people think, okay, how will do that? It's very easy. Practically, you need to repeat what I just said inside the agent, and they will talk with each other. That's it. We reach the point what we call digital employees. They are not just agents. They are agents with a lot of data, with a lot of knowledge from your company, with a set of tasks and organization. This is something concrete, comes from Anything. And by the way, they released just yesterday 2.0. So these things may be changed. I didn't open the new one. But anyway, the concept is you have a box, we call it an agent. Inside of it, you write a prompt. You know what's a prompt, I think, if you are using ChatGPT. But this time, this prompt, you give instruction about tools. A basic example of tools is, for example, a lookup table. So check the data from this lookup table. Don't go all over the places and start to hallucinate. Another example is go execute this piece of software. Okay, it could be sending an email, but it could also printing instruction for someone. So someone can talk with a machine and he needs a ticket and it's printed. So you see that simplicity in the structure of anything. This is why it's the choice today for automation. I know other pre-existing tools are try to innovate and catch up, but the good advantage of anything, this is why I'm doing maybe a speech about it, you can have it for free. You can download it, use it as a server for your company, as big as your company, for free. You don't pay anything. And sometimes they intimidate you. They will tell you, hey, if you do this and that and upgrade. If you have a company that has more than 5 people, don't upgrade. It's worth it to have the tool for yourself. The best thing to start with an agent is the talking agent. Is an agent that answers your phone. And by the way, again, we are talking about updating our workflow. It shouldn't be an answering machine. Leave a number or something. No, you need to give this talking AI more meat to talk, to engage with the clients. I am for engaging with this kind of things 100%. The only thing, ethically, you need to tell people it's an AI. I saw some people trying to play with that and make it, okay, more and more human. That's fine, but tell people the truth. What you have to lose? There is nothing wrong. We are all using AI. Of course, you can have them in marketing. You can have them in everything. One thing that I think is game changer is the human resources transformation. So this is very big irony. This is why I put it here. When you have AI controlling our human resources, that's funny, right? And but why it's good? Because in fact, if you use an AI in human resources, you can remove the emotions. People cannot trick you anymore in all the things. And it's just the rules, okay? And by the way, 80% of the time is good. There are always 20% when things will fail or need a human intervention, and we need to keep that. Otherwise, we don't have like creativity, we abandon our humanity, okay? But for 80% of the task, it's worth it. So what kind of things? Everything, from hiring to payroll, to processing complaint. That's good, because honestly, when I was like in a CEO and someone is not happy, I'm a human being, I'm offended. Why you don't like the company? But if he put it for an AI and it reached to me in a nice way, he is angry, I don't see his anger maybe, right? So it's a way, I will not tell you to hide the emotion, but to manage human emotion. I put them all here, from diversity analytics Learning, training with AI is amazing. You know, I used to, when it's tough, I tell AI, I consider me a kid 5 years old, explain the concept to me. And by the way, you can grow it a little bit, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you finish by having, I don't know, a level that is very tough. And then you go with the specialist and you talk with him and you impress him and they will tell you, no, stop. We still need doctors, we still need people. Yes, we still need them, but let them do something useful, right? Instead of just prescribing again another flu medicine, right? That's maybe I think AI can do it, maybe. Okay, this is a topic more advanced, but I wanted to talk about it because I don't want to be a hypocrite. We have an AI company, and we used to have a lot of programmers. Now we have a dilemma. We still need programmers, but we cannot have bad programmers anymore. The ones that just writing code, we don't need. AI can code, and it codes very well. Okay? Now, if you're relying only on AI in coding, you will have a catastrophe. You need still people, but you don't need them at the low level. You don't need them at the prototype level. You need them really, I call them as a babysitter for AI. So if the AI start hallucinating, no, go back, cancel that. This is not what you're supposed to do. And by the way, if you programmed with AI, you will have a lot of fun because AI finishes quickly everything in 2 seconds and it didn't finish anything, it lies. And I asked, how come a machine is lying? And one of my engineers told me, it's the training data. People are lying all the time. They finished. So they have a code, they trained on a code, it's finished, it's not the right one. But someone wrote it in the internet and maybe did a video about it and show us it's great and everything. And when you try it, it's not working. But they trained the AI on that. So AI will tell you, that's done, it's great, finished, not working, okay? Still, you can do a dashboard quickly. Yes, that's the example they give all the time when they want to show you amazing things. See, it's created the snake game. Maybe you saw that. So it can create snake games quickly without intervention because they tried it before. Dashboarding, but still there are real good tools these days. I will give you the classification of these tools. I don't know what's Mocha. I think it's the AI who suggested to me, so I put it. I don't know it, but I know the other tools. So in terms of, let's call it the basic or what all people are using, we have the GitHub Copilot. Why everybody is using it? We talk about Bill Gates, right, and Agent Smith. So GitHub is Microsoft. Okay, so Copilot, Microsoft, they put that in our nose, and it's bad. Just, I will tell you immediately, if you are using GitHub Copilot, you are using the worst one of all these tools. Okay, but it's the most used, that's impressive. Okay, then we have Bolt.new. Bolt is good. Why? Because it started somehow a new vague of vibe coding. When you write some lines and you have an impressive visual interface immediately and a good prototype. Then, of course, more you dig, they had problems. And recently they switched to Claude Code. I don't know if I put it here, I didn't, but anyway, it's the one that ended the debate. Then we had Cursor. Cursor is not a vibe coding. People like to include it in the vibe coding. I added because people would ask about it, but Cursor is a way to code with AI. Let's call it this way. It will not, a lot of times some people tried it to use it as vibe coding, and they are trying to do that, like write some prompt and you will have an app. And no, it's more complex than that, but it's a real deal. Like with Cursor and good programmer, you can create real software. There is no limit what things you can do with Cursor. Why? Because if you are in trouble, just go and code, touch the code. I know people don't like to do that anymore. I have an engineer in my company who was just showing me something, and then I told him, do small modification, and he started asking Cursor to do it. I told him, just do it. It's just one line. Why you are asking Cursor to? And consuming token, and the AI didn't understand. And for 5-10 minutes, we are waiting for the AI to change a line. So I told him, please do it. And he was, when I'm telling him, please do it, still asking Cursor. I told him, please, just touch the code. Do you want me to do it? It's just one line. But anyway, it's become a habit. We have Replit. So Replit is impressive because it has a very different architecture and trying to do things well. And why it's very famous, because one time they deleted the database for their client completely by accident, and it made the news. I don't know what happened after that, because really they didn't have backup. Anyway, you need to be careful with these tools, not to give them too much power. So I put here some statistics and KPI, and I think this is how much success they have in terms of first shot or first prompt. There is a tool I didn't talk about, but it's the most lovable, and from the name it's called lovable.dev. There is Figma Decode. Figma, we used to use it as a design, and they tried to say, okay, use us. But what I like to talk about them as a bad example of redesigning workflow based on something old. In the past, we used to have designers that spent so much time in Figma to develop wireframe, step of our program, and now they will tell us do that and then transfer that to code. But why? If I have AI and I can write a prompt and it will generate all of that, why I will still need Figma? But anyway, they are trying to survive. I understand that. So if you don't use it yourself, that's fine. And if you don't know how to code, I don't advise you to do yourself vibe coding, but you need to be aware that that exists. So it's enough to hire one programmer that knows how to code and tell him to use vibe coding for what you need. Okay, if you don't know how to code and you use these tools, what will happen with you? That you will have impressive result in the beginning. So you have full confidence that you know now how to program. And then when start giving you errors, you have no clue. And start telling you, do you want me to correct it? Yeah, please. Token. And after hundreds of dollars in tokens for the Claude or OpenAI, you abandon and you bring a programmer. Anyway, data. This is a big topic because this is the reality of things. For people who used AI and ChatGPT, you can upload some files. But we are talking about context window, the limit of current AI. It cannot handle a lot of data. It can handle it little by little. There is a tool that I advise everyone. It's called Supabase. And Supabase works very well with Lovable. They are together somehow. And these tools are the perfect for today's data. And Supabase, again, if I'm advising it to you, because you can have it for free, download it, run it on your own private server with no cost. And it can scale for really huge amount of data. It's very fast, and they're still adding things to it. So it has vector database, it has that traditional database. It's a great tool. Let's talk a little bit about the future before going to questions. So we have new technologies coming. One of them is the quantum AI architecture. And this one can have unlimited memory, unlimited context window. We are talking about future things here. And by the way, I used to think the future is far away. Quantum AI is just here. You can have it now. It's not the future anymore. So here I'm making a small announcement. So TheoSim next year, unfortunately, will leave us. And we have a new company coming in. It's called QGI, Quantum General Intelligence. And we have a quantum technology with AI, and it's an agentic platform. So let me summarize the plan. I don't know why it's cut down here, but anyway, it's the plan we mentioned. First, you have a basic. You need to have a cloud or private system. You build on the top of that automation, and the tool of choice for the era is anything. Then you need to have your killer agent, Smith, but not one Smith. You saw it in the Matrix, if people remember. If you didn't see the movie, at least you see clips of multiple Smith. And be careful, Smith is evil. It's true, okay? They can lie, they can manipulate you, they can delete your data. So you need to put also safeguard. And by the way, they talk about it a lot, but not openly. Like OpenAI, their last things they released is a guardrail AI. And we tried it and still stupid. We could like avoid it. Anyway, the next step, of course, is understanding how you can use AI to manage emotions in the company, like in HR, for example. Coding is very important. And then you are ready to go and race in the AI war for market domination. And hopefully, victory will be yours in your domain. Last thing, try to use AI with your touch, with your human touch, okay? All that is nice, but at the end, if you are asking ChatGPT about something and it's giving you information, be careful. It gives the same information for everyone else. So if you don't have your human touch in that, you are following the same and everyone plan. This is not smart, right? Sometimes I tell people, ask ChatGPT, whatever it tells you, no, this is not the right things to do, okay? Because everyone is doing it, not because it's stupid or bad. Question? No questions? Yes. I said Prince. I have traveled from India from. Yes.
Okay. Good morning. My question is AI's role in HR. So recently, I got a call from some random company about a career opportunity. And as a candidate or as a person, it took me 30 seconds to realize after like having one or two sentences from the AI that this is an AI chatbot that I'm speaking to. And it felt very cheeky to me, to be honest. So my question is, as a person, do I need to start expecting that these calls are going to be more AI, or should there be like a first some sort of declaration that this call is from AI? Be advised. And if that happens, then you are taking a lot of time to just declare and share all the terms and conditions, all what happens. Or is the other person on the receiving end needs to adopt that, okay, all these HR calls are going to be an AI call. So what should happen? Because I personally feel that the human touch, when you're sharing your personal information, your introductions, your pay scales if needed, like that's very personal, and I would rather talk to a person than an AI on the HR. So
This is a big problem you are mentioning here because it's an example of how we can use technology in a bad way. And this is, I don't have a solution for it. We are talking about regulations. I don't think this is the real solution. The solution maybe is a market. When people see this is like AI badly used or somehow harassing you, okay, or lying to you, because I saw some people who are just copying the voice of Elon Musk and they are calling people to invest in companies. And it was easy to detect because the AI is bad, but it's getting better. It's getting better and better. And at certain time, I think all of us will not believe if this is a real person, maybe 90% of AI, especially unfortunately, and I said it in my book, the problem is not AI is becoming a human-like. The problem, we are asking a human for the last 50 years to behave like robot. You have a calling center, you give them a script, and they call by the script. And if you are angry, you are not happy, they still continue the script. What's the difference between a machine, in fact? This is why you are doubting, and we are expecting more and more of that. Worse also in deep fake videos. The other day, there was a video for a smart kid, and people said it's AI. We cannot believe even we could have a smart kid, right? It's fake, but it was real. But anyway, that's the new era. We are going more and more to doubt. I will go back to the matrix. They said if you cannot distinguish between reality and the matrix, what's the point then, right? It's tough, but I think that doesn't mean we don't need to use AI. In the opposite, we need to distinguish ourselves by being transparent, saying this is AI, use it wisely and correctly, and this is how you will gain more. We are talking about a race than people who are using it in a spam way, like any other things we have. Yes.
Good morning, sir. My name is Abhishek Dev. I'm the co-founder of Biological Software Solutions. And my question is surrounding the sustainability of this entire architecture of AI in terms of environment, basically. what are your thoughts? I wanted to know from you, how is the impact of all of this?
Oh, that's a big thing. But let me tell you, right now we have issues with energy consumption, with pollution, and now we want to blame something like AI or technology advancement. We can. It's an easy solution, but it's avoiding the real problem. The real problem, we need to do more research in sustainable energy, create more energy. We still have places when people don't have electricity in this world before feeding just the AI. But we don't need to mix problems. I come from scientific background. If you are doing research, you don't put all the parameters and suddenly you want to figure out what's happening. You isolate them. So yes, there is a problem of sustainable energy, pollution. We can blame like reckless investment in AI. Yeah, that's true. There is reckless investment. But there are companies who are not, who are doing all like solar power, trying to be wise. Is it the wake up call from the Matrix? We need to wake up. Okay.
Definitely. Generative AI especially is very polluting. Generative AI is very, very polluting, and it's so widely used. And it's just interesting that it wasn't chosen to use renewable energy for something.
There are companies that are using renewable energy. A lot of them are, in fact, like Elon Musk. Okay, we don't. People always now we are talking about him badly. I don't know why. Maybe because he bought Twitter. But remember, he has a solar company. He has electric cars. So people are doing their best. More questions?
What percentage would you say of companies are using renewable energy rather than?
I don't have the statistic. You can ask ChatGPT.
Oh, that was
I
that.
needed to do that. I needed to
I
say
love that
today.
you did that. That was amazing. I will take the polluting risk to do that.
But
Thank you.
honestly, I know a lot of people are doing a lot of effort. When I mean people like billionaire, they are not all bad. And also, nuclear fusion is coming. If you are following a little bit innovation, within 10, 15 years, we'll have ultra clean energy and abundance of energy. It's coming and very clean. But anyway, AI also is a solution because with AI, we'll have more intelligence as a human and we'll have more solutions. Ask
Hopefully.
ChatGPT.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yes. Yes.
Sure. Go ahead. Our last question, everybody.
Good morning. I belongs to LCAP team. So basically, we are developing agents for the automations where we can have some URLs through which we are downloading OSs. Recently, we tried to use some Copilot Studio stuff, but in terms of performance, what we feel Copilot Studio was not that much responsive. So what would be your suggestion? Which tool is better in terms of like invoice extraction or doing such type of stuffs?
Okay. Copilot is bad. Yes, Microsoft. I told you it's
Yeah,
the worst
Microsoft.
one anyway in the beginning, so I will tell you in advance. What you need to use is Anything, and Anything is using LangGraph as backend for the agent orchestration, and this is much better than Copilot. But as a brain, the one for you, for what you are mentioning, is Anthropic. Anthropic is great for orchestration of this kind of things. So imagine Anything with Anthropic and the tools, whatever you are using for your stuff, could be any tool that generate this kind of things. I don't know. But anyway, this is the best structure for what you are describing, not Copilot. More questions? Yes.
How far or close are we from AGI?
Okay, we'll never have AGI. I will tell you why. AGI comes from science fiction, okay? And it's a vague concept. We'll have an engineered version when we have a lot of characteristic that we want in AGI, but it's not AGI, okay? We will have engineered intelligence. That's the direction. So QGI, Quantum General Intelligence, it's not AGI. Okay. But it's an engineered intelligence that is superior, that has more capacity. And that's what we will have. And by the way, do we need really super intelligence? Do you want to play God? No. And if we are obsessed by reproducing human intelligence, I will tell you a method that works perfectly. Get babies.